Hello, beloveds. I'm Jerome Braggs, the Soul Medicine Man, and I wanted to come to you this Saturday morning really quick and do a live video to talk about a topic that's talked a lot about in the world of spirituality and manifestations and law of attractions and all of that. But often there's a piece of it that is misunderstood and that I want to shed some light on today to help you get more out of this practice. And what we're talking about today is visualization. And before we dive into the visualization, if you're new to me out there, if you've never, if this is your first time seeing me, I'm Jerome Braggs. I help spiritual seekers flourish their lives and heal their bodies. And one of the most profound practices in both of those things, whether we're wanting to heal ourselves or we're wanting to improve the quality of our lives or really enjoy our lives or experience a more delicious experience of our lives, one of the most powerful practices in doing that is visualization. Now, visualization, the practice of visualization is really just holding in your mind's eye a vision of what you want, like whether you want to have a relationship, whether you want to have better health in your body, whether you're wanting to have a certain experience in your life, whether that's, peace of mind, or you want to relocate to a certain place, or you want a certain type of work experience, or you want more money, or whatever that is. The process of visualization is holding that type of image, the having of that experience already, right, in your mind's eye, in your imagination. So it's spending time thinking about visualizing in your mind's eye, you living that type of life, you having the relationship that you want, you driving the car that you want to drive, you having already healed your body and experiencing the good health that you desire, you being at peace already, or being more in love with yourself, or whatever it is that you're currently wanting. Visualization is the practice we take, that we do to help us visualize, to help us see it. Now, the important part of visualization is that not just the seeing of it, right, but actually feeling how it feels, to emotionally feel how it feels to have that experience. That's why we visualize, because the thing that actually manifests things in our lives isn't just seeing something. It isn't just thinking about it or asking about it. What actually, the powerful, the manifesting power of anything is actually in the feeling of it, right? To embody it, to feel it in our body, to feel how it feels, to match the feeling of it. Because in truth, we only want anything we want, no matter what that thing is that we desire. We only really want it because we want how we think it's going to make us feel. So we want to kind of feel into that. Now, the thing about visualization that I've often seen, that I've learned in my own journey, when I've been a student of metaphysics and the law of attraction, all of that, almost 20 years now, and I've manifested some miraculous things in my life. If you know a little bit about my journey, I've healed myself from 2 terminal diseases and had to do that twice. I've manifested, a home that I love, dream car, relationship, all that good stuff, right? And this isn't really about manifesting. I just wanted to kind of, this is the conversation we usually have around visualization, is that the process of visualization is about attracting and it's about manifesting. And this is what I want to shed light on today, right? So this is why we do the vision board. We get the little images, we cut them out of the magazines, we cut them out and we put the images and we put them on a little board and we hang the board up on our wall or whatever. And we think that is what is going to manifest. We think that is what we've done. The vision board, we look at it every once in a while and we think that is the process for how that what we're doing is we're attracting and calling that thing into our lives. And that's not actually what's happening, and that's not actually why the process of visualization is important, and that's not actually what it's doing. And so this is what I want to shed some light on today. We visualize, the process of visualization, the practice of visualization is not about attracting or manifesting anything. And here's why it's not. When we think, the process of manifestation is a 3-step process. 1, you ask for what you want. right? You get clear about what that is, right? And you don't just ask with your words, you really primarily ask with your energy. So if something happens, you automatically, a preference is born within you. It's born in your energy. It's a preference. And that preference says, I want this instead of that, right? So this thing happens in your life and it makes you see, that's not what I want. Instead of that, I really want this. The moment that preference is created within you, the moment it's created in your energy, the moment you're aware of it in your consciousness, it is given to you by the universe. The universe literally creates it. And your soul, this is the part that a lot of people in conversations around the law of attraction often leave out. It is given to you the moment you ask for it. That's step 2. So step 1 is you ask for it. You have a preference that you prefer. I want this. I'd really like to experience this. This is what I desire. This is what I'm yearning for. Step 2 is the universe gives it to you immediately. It does not withhold it from you. It does not ask you to jump through hoops in order to prove your worthiness for it, because the universe knows you're worthy. The universe knows that you are absolutely deserving of whatever you want. So the second you ask for it, it gives it to you. Now, here's another part of it, of step 2, that often, again, in the conversations around manifestation and attraction and law of attraction and all of that often is left out, is once we've asked for it and the universe has given it to us, our soul, the larger part of us, the broader, more eternal part of us, the part of us that lives in the God dimension, right? So we see this part of us, which is the physical part of us. You see my body, you see my brown skin, you see my lips talking. That's the smallest part of me. That's like the iceberg tip that's above the water. The larger part of me is below the water that you can't actually see. You can feel it. Just like if if like a ship is going in the ocean, it's going to hit the bottom part of it. It may not see it, but it's still there, right? And it affects things. So the soul part of you lives in the non-physical dimension. It lives in the spiritual dimension, the part of you that you can't see but that you can feel. And it's the wiser part of you. It's the more loving part of you. It's the unlimited part of you. It is the God part of you, right? So the part of step 2 is that when you ask for something, the universe gives it, and then your soul becomes the version of you that already has it. I want to say this again. When you ask for something, when you really want something, you start to have a preference for something. You may pray for it. You might not even verbally, audibly ask for it, but your energy is asking for it. You have a preference that you want something different. The universe gives it to you, and your soul, the larger part of you, becomes the part of you that already has it. It becomes the version of you that already has that. It becomes the part of you that is already experiencing that. It becomes the part of you that has already manifested for. And that version of you begins to call you towards it. It begins to call you towards aligning with it so that you can see it in this part of you. It is in the energy already, because that's where the soul part, it lives on the energetic level, the non-physic energetic level. The physical level, which is the slower energetic level, it calls you to align with that, right? So what does visualization have to do with any of that, right? So visualization isn't about trying to create anything because it's already been created. The second you said you wanted it, the second that you identified your preference, the second that you had a different energetic ask, was the exact moment that was created. So you don't have to keep looking at the vision board to attract that. You don't have to keep looking at the vision board or visualizing in your mind's eye every day in order to kind of create it or to manifest it. It's really already done. The practice of visualization, and this is step 3, the practice of visualization helps you align with the version of you that already has it. Align yourself, your being, how you feel about yourself, your emotional state of energy, right? Your energetic vibration, to align your vibration with the version of you that has it. So again, creation is you ask for it, it's given, and then you align yourself so that you can receive it. And the moment you align is the moment you receive things. So a lot of times people will ask me, like, they'll say, hey, Jerome, I've been doing this vision board thing for years and I don't ever get anything that's on my vision board. Or, I've been praying, I've been meditating, and the things that I wanted haven't really shown up. And it's almost always the missing link in what people were doing around that, why things that we want aren't showing up. The missing link is the dominant habitual way we move through our lives, throughout our daily lives, isn't in alignment with the version of us that actually has the thing we're asking for. So it's not to move through your life like, you're asking for and you're desiring what you want, because that's already done. That's step one. You can't actually even help asking for what you want, because the moment you have something happen that you don't want, a preference is born in your energy field for what you actually do want. So the asking is already done. The giving is already done as well, because the giving happens in the immediate step, in the immediate time that you ask for something. The thing that takes the while, the thing that's actually determining how long something shows up in our lives, isn't how much you ask for it. It's not whether or not you're worthy, like whether or not you need to keep doing stuff to prove your worthiness, because you're already worthy. So it's not that you're not worthy of it already. And it's not that the universe doesn't love you, because you are wholly and fully and unconditionally loved by life, by the universe and all of life itself. So all of that's already taken care of. The thing that often keeps our desires from showing up in our lives, from manifesting in real time in our lives, is that we have not become the version of us that has it. We don't feel like that version. We're not moving through our lives like we would if we already had it. And that's where the practice of visualization is so important. This is why visualization is important. Visualization is not just looking at your vision board and then going out, looking at your vision board as it's hanging up on your wall and then going out the door. The practice of visualization and why it's so important is because when you take some time every day to sit down, and I suggest just sitting down for like 5 minutes every day, maybe twice, do it twice a day, in the morning and the night, for 5 minutes only. And you think about and you hold in your mind's eye the version of you that you hold in your mind's eye what you want, not the version of you, I'm sorry. You hold in your mind's eye what you want, right? And you picture yourself already having that. You picture yourself already having that thing that you want, right? So, for example, when I manifested my car, which I promised to do another video on soon, the process of how I manifested my dream car when I had $0 in the bank. But how I manifested my car was I literally would sit down every morning when my old car died on me and I needed to get a new car. How I visualized, I just kind of took in the pieces that I knew already. I didn't know exactly what I wanted yet, but I knew that I wanted a car. I wanted an SUV because I had never had an SUV and I was kind of wanting an SUV. I wanted a luxury vehicle. Because the last car I had was a luxury vehicle and I really liked it. And that's kind of what I wanted. So I just visualized me pulling into my garage, every day, pulling into my garage in a new luxury vehicle, in a new SUV luxury vehicle. I didn't know what model I wanted. I didn't know any of that. That's all I kind of knew, that I wanted an SUV. I wanted it to be a luxury vehicle. And I kind of knew that I wanted to be paid for it because I didn't want to have monthly payments for the car. So I kind of just visualized me, how it feels to not have to pay for, I don't have a payment every month and I'm pulling into this new car in my driveway. How does it feel to do that? And I was excited. I felt really good about myself. I felt relieved because I no longer had to borrow, my father's car to get around. I had my own car again. It felt kind of, it just kind of felt sexy. I felt sexy in this SUV, driving around, imagine myself driving around the city. What that did was that process of it was not about, asking for it and attracting it to me. What it did was it made me feel like the version of me that already has it. So I was getting an alignment with the part of me that already has this. And the second you align your being The moment you start to move through your life habitually feeling like the version of you that has what you want, it has to show up. It has to show up really soon. It has to show up now, really. It's not even like, and so the process of the timeline about what happens from when we want something to when it actually shows up and manifests in our lives, that timeline is all about how much we actually feel like throughout our days, throughout the dominant part of our days, how much we actually feel like that thing is already done, and and we feel like the version of us that already has that. So if you're wanting to heal, right? Do you and you're wanting to be healthy, and maybe you're experiencing a sickness. Visualization is the process by which you spend some time every day for like 5 minutes a day just to think about what does it feel like to be healthy already? Like if that particular physical ailment was already healed, you were already on the other side of that. That wasn't something that, you're still experiencing. You were already on the side. The doctor called you already. They said, "Oh my God, the cancer is in full remission. You're completely healthy." Or, "Oh my God, you don't have diabetes anymore." Or, maybe you're experiencing HIV or AIDS, and the doctor says, "We can't find HIV or AIDS in your system anymore. Your immune system is perfect. It's strong. It's healthy. It's normal." Like, what does that feel like to you? And what are you doing in your life now with that type of health? Like, how are you traveling more? Are you feeling sexier? Like, what is that? Take that information that you get in your visualization, right? So one thing I do in my visualizations is like health and wellness is really important to me. So I'm constantly visualizing myself at higher levels of health and wellness, and experiencing like, oh, one thing I do when I feel into that version of me, I'm traveling a lot. I'm feeling really sexy. I'm dating a lot. I am really getting into fitness a lot and getting back into sports a lot because I'm feeling the energy of my body and the vibrancy of it and all of that. So I feel vibrant. I feel free and liberated. I feel more adventurous. I feel sexier. And so that then becomes information for me because I feel this way, right? When I imagine myself having this already, I feel like this. So again, it's about alignment. Am I in alignment? Am I feeling this way in my life predominantly now? So as I look at that, as I look at sexy and liberated, and I feel, adventurous and fit, how much of my day do I move through my day feeling that way now? And that's what visualization helps you do. One, it helps you get in alignment with that energy during that time that you're visualizing. And then it helps you understand what you need to be doing every day to open yourself up so that you can receive what you're asking for, because you cannot receive something that you're not an energetic match to. So if health feels like freedom, and health feels like sexiness, and it feels like ease, and I'm feeling stressed out, I'm feeling ugly, and I'm feeling bonded in some way. I'm feeling in bondage by my life in some way throughout my days. Then I can't manifest health. It can't show up for me until I shift into feeling more free, more at ease, and more sexy. Right? Because then I'm in alignment with the version of me that has it. Like the whole thing about manifestation isn't about all these little tools and all of that. It's really about energy. It's all about vibration, right? And so am I a vibrational match? Am I in vibrational alignment to the having of what I want, right? Am I feeling the way I think I would feel if I got it? That's the thing. And this is backwards from what we've been taught. We think what we've been taught is I'll get the thing first and then I'll feel that way. And that's not actually how we work as spiritual beings. It's not how we manifest things. It's not how the universe works. It's not you get the thing and then the thing fixes the feeling. You fix the feeling and then you get the thing. You literally change your vibration to the level of that's on the same kind of level of receiving it. So however you feel, however you think you would feel if you already had it, and if you already manifest it, you have to match that feeling already, and then all of a sudden it shows up in your life. So this is kind of Lena saying, totally appreciate how specific you're being about the practice and law. Thank you, Lena. Again, this is something that I wanted to kind of just dip in really quickly and talk about because we don't get a lot of information about this aspect of it and what visualization is doing and a lot of the conversations we're having around it. A lot of the conversations we have around it is simply make the vision board, put it up on your wall, look at it, every day, and then things manifest. And that's not actually what happens because you can look at that vision board. And if you don't begin to start to change how you feel into the version of you that has those things on the vision board, right? So if I have on my vision board that I'm in a relationship with somebody that I really want, and that I have really great health, and that I have money in the bank, and I live in this new house, then I need to spend some time daily, visualizing what the version of me that has all that stuff in his life right now, what he feels like and how he moves through his life and what he's doing and how is he talking? What does he even think about? Because I need to start grounding that person into my being now. I've got to ground that into my being now, right? And even the practice of visualization itself helps you ground it because for 5 minutes, you are feeling and grounding and aligning yourself with the version of that person, with the version of you that has it already. Right? If you do it twice a day for 10 minutes a day, and then the more you begin to do this, if you do this for a week, you'll start to really understand how that person feels. And then you'll want to feel more like that. You'll see the difference between how you feel and how that person feels, and you'll want to start to move more towards how that version of you feels. This is the real secret, quote unquote, behind the secret. It's about moving your vibration, which means your energetic frequency, how you feel about yourself and how you're moving up through the world. You want to move your vibrational frequency into alignment with the version of you that you're trying to become. Before the stuff shows up, before the relationship shows up, before your health actually gets better, before the money, your bank account balance reflects some different balance than what you currently have. Without those conditions changing, you can change your energy. You can change how you feel. You do that by visualizing. You do that by thinking different thoughts. You do that by just focusing and choosing to feel that way throughout the day. Today, I choose to relax more because the version of me that's healthier is more relaxed. So I'm just going to relax. I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to stress out so much. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to worry so much. I'm not going to talk to my friends so much about the stuff I'm worrying about. I'm going to take it easy. Today, the healthier version of me feels sexier. So maybe I'm going to choose to wear something today that I feel sexy in, that makes me feel like I look good, or that gets me some attention out there, right? Gets me some positive attention towards my looks. I'm going to wear that. I'm going to feel sexier. How can whatever you can do now to begin to ground the feeling into your being now, right? Maybe I feel more at peace. Maybe what you want is to feel more spiritually connected to yourself. It's not just about getting stuff either, by the way. It's also about states of being. So maybe you want to feel more at peace. Maybe you wanted to love yourself more. Maybe you want to be happier and more joyful. Maybe you wanted to be more loving and to be more of service to people. Then again, visualize the version of you that is doing that. And how does that person feel? How does the person who loves themselves more, how does that person feel? How does that version of you feel? How does the version of you that's happy? How does that version of you feel? What are you doing? Like, how are you moving through the world? How are you different than what's happening now? Take that feeling, right, as information. The version of me that had the SUV and that was pulling into my garage in my visualization that I talked about a few minutes ago about how, I got my car, he felt like sexy and he felt like relaxed and he felt like really accomplished because I felt like, wow, this is another proof that I really can create whatever I want. And I started to feel like that and I started to relax no matter what was happening in my outside world, no matter if I had the money to buy the car right now in my bank account or not, right? If I even knew what type of car I wanted or saw the type of car or not, I continued to just feel the feeling of me pulling, that car into my driveway, of me driving that car down the street and people looking at me, it was not long after that. And again, I told you, I'm going to do another video later to go in great detail about how I literally manifested this car. But, before long, I had it, and I got exactly what I wanted. I got an SUV. I got a luxury SUV, and it's fully paid for. I don't have car notes on it, and I love it. I just love it. And I feel sexy when I'm driving it down the street. I feel relaxed and relieved in it. I feel happy with it. And so this is the process of visualization. The process of visualization, again, is not about creating or attracting anything, because that's already done. You are a spiritual being. You are a soul, which means you are a incarnated facet of God. You are already worthy. There's nothing being withheld from you. The moment you want something, it is given to you. The process of energy, which is we live in an energetic universe. The law of energy is, in order for something to show up for you in the physical, you have to match how it feels in the non-physical, which is the energetic realm. You've got to match how it feels energetically, and then it will show up for you physically. Match how it feels energetically, habitually, right? So don't just say, well, I did it one time. I did it, yesterday, and it didn't show up. And then the rest of the week, you're feeling shitty, right? It's got to be a chronic, more habitual feeling, right? It doesn't have to be 100%. If you can just shift it to like 51% of the time, you feel more like this than you feel like that. You're going to make a dramatic shift in your manifestation. So you've got to begin to ground the version of you that has what you want into your energy. How does that version of you feel? And how can you feel more like that every day? And before you know it, that's going to show up. So quick practice for you to do this week. Get clear on some things that you want. Like, don't take 10 things. Don't start with 10 things, because that could be overwhelming, right? So pick maybe the number one thing you want right now, or something, not even the number one thing, but just something you kind of want, right? You really just want to experience. Get clear about what that is. And then every morning, before you go to work, before you start your day, take 5 minutes, get a timer, set it for 5 minutes, and just visualize. Just sit there in a comfortable space without a lot of outside distractions, without talking to somebody or being on the phone or anything like that. And just visualize in your mind's eye you having that. So if you want health, you're already healthy. You're already healed from whatever that is. If you want a relationship, and you're not visualizing, trying to attract the person, you're visualizing you already are in a relationship with that person. So what's happening? What are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you feeling loved? Are you feeling sexy? Are you feeling like really adventurous because you all are going out and doing things? What is it that you want? Take 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes again in the evening. You can do it right before you go to bed if you want to. And take some time and visualize the version of you that has it. What is that version? What is it? How is it feeling? What is it thinking? What are some types of things it's doing in the world? How is it moving through the world? Feel into that, and then that will shift your energy a little bit. Just this practice will shift your energy. And also think about ways that things you can do, thoughts you can think, practices that you can start to do to feel more like that version every day. Just a little bit more every day. How can I feel more like that, right? And I promise you, if you do this, then you'll start to get in alignment with yourself. You'll start to get in alignment with your soul, the part of you that already has what you say you want. And this is how your manifestations start to happen quicker. They start to happen more miraculously. They start to happen fuller. It's not about going out there and doing all this action and trying to make stuff happen. It's more about aligning your energy with it and allowing the forces of the universe to move the things you can see and things you don't see in your favor to make sure that that thing manifests in your reality. So again, before I close, visualization is not about attracting or creating. It's about alignment. It's about aligning yourself with the version of you that has it. Once you align your energy, you must have it in the physical. Until next time, thank you all for joining me. Much love and have a beautiful weekend. Bye.